So I've been playing JAK and DAXTER. With me being someone who loves Crash Bandicoot, you'd think I'd like this game too. Well, I never actually got a chance to play it. I remember renting it once, I played it a bit, I liked it, and then I just kind of forgot about it. Until now. Anyway, this is a series that Naughty Dog started after they made the Crash Bandicoot games. And I'm not sure about the other games in the series, but this one feels really similar. Although the music may have had something to do with that. I mean, the soundtrack is done by the same composer, so it ends up sounding exactly like the music in Crash Bandicoot. Anyway, gameplay-wise, it's a bit different than Crash. I mean, it's still a 3D platformer, only now it's more along the lines of something Rare would make. It's kinda like Super Mario 64 more than anything. In any case, with this being a platformer, there is, of course, some platforming. Similar to Crash, JAK can spin dash enemies and do a bunch of gravity-defying shit like double jumping. Only thing is, the controls aren't quite as tight. The jumping can feel a little unresponsive and a bit floaty sometimes. I mean, there were a few moments where I died, even though it wasn't really my fault. Dying barely has any consequences though, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, with this being a 3D platformer, there is of course some collecting involved. There are power cells, which provide machines with energy, and there are precursor orbs, which are these egg-shaped things that serve as a type of currency. Now, I kinda have a problem with these precursor orbs. Thing is, they're kinda hard to pick up sometimes. Usually when playing a game like this, the collectibles fly towards you within a certain distance. The problem here is that that distance is really short. So it's kinda finicky to pick them up. And I often just left them behind because I couldn't be bothered. Anyway, there's also this stuff called Eco, which comes in a variety of colors and uses. For instance, green Eco revives your health, and red Eco temporarily raises your attack power. But more importantly, there's this stuff called dark Eco, which is integral to the game's story. That's because the bad guys, called Go and Maya, plan to flood the world in dark Eco. And it has the word dark in its name, so it must be bad. Anyway, since their name is on the box, JAK and Daxter need to stop this from happening. Now, I find it really weird how I never got around to playing this. I guess my sudden fascination for things like Resident Evil and GTA came around the same time, so I paid less attention to platformers. Also, I was only 9 years old by the time this game came out, and my parents weren't exactly rich at the time. So it was hard enough to convince them to buy me a PS2, let alone convince me to buy me every game I thought looked nice. But look nice it did. The game looks incredibly vibrant and colorful, and holds up pretty well for a game originally released in 2001. It might look a bit dated during the cutscenes, but while you're actually playing it looks pretty good. The game has this whole sandy, beachy, tropical vibe, which seemed to be kind of a trend at the time. Now, in terms of character designs, I feel there may have been some furry funk involved. It's by no means my kink, but I honestly couldn't be fucked to be bothered by it either. Also, this might seem kind of off topic, but it seems kind of weird to me that anthropomorphic animals have become such a big problem to people. I mean, we were fine with Looney Tunes or Disney, but then Dustin Elysian Tale comes along, and all of a sudden it's considered furry. Now, maybe I'm just missing some really obvious differences here. But I do find it kind of funny that Coco Bandicoot is now considered to be really offensive to some people. Anyway, yeah, good game. It kinda reminds me of Rayman 3 in some ways, and that's one of my all-time favorite platformers. So yeah,